Copper is at the heart of the electrification boom, and Super Copper is betting big on Chile's Atacama region to find more of it. The company is advancing its flagship Cordillera Cobre project, recently added the Castilla project through a milestone-based deal, and even made headlines with a Bitcoin treasury strategy. It's a mix of old-school resource hunting and new-school thinking. Well, joining me to talk about it all is Super Copper CEO Zachary Dolesky. Zach, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
All right, so for anyone who's not obsessed with junior miners, perhaps just give us that elevator pitch. What is Super Copper all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So Super Copper, we're a mining exploration platform that focused on copper and specifically building up high-value copper assets and scaling up those systems. So we have two flagship assets right now, both in the Atacama region of Chile, which is one of the top producing copper areas of the world, and Chile itself is the #1 producer of copper worldwide. And we're going into a very exciting quarter here, as we just announced a recent acquisition and also added some additional land to our properties. So very exciting times.
Lots to talk about Chile and what's going on there. But first, it caught my eye. This news dropped. Bitcoin? I mean, you're a copper explorer, not a crypto firm. So, where was that idea born to park some of your treasury in BTC?
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about this over the past few months and many companies doing that. To make it clear, we're not changing the strategy in any way. It's simply, as a public company, we have a certain level of, utilization of our excess cash, traditionally putting it into fiat-denominated GICs, sort of these low-yielding instruments. And we think, given the structural output of Bitcoin itself, it's useful to have a small portion of our excess cash there. Now we're talking up to a maximum of 20%. And you look at some of the features, that are similar to gold and Bitcoin, and the fact that already about 20 million has been issued out of the total 21 million possible globally. There's a lot in circulation. So it's just a strategic hedge to make our cash hopefully work a lot stronger for us while we continue building out our existing copper assets.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
You've grabbed Castilla about 2 months ago. I'm
Correct.
Curious to know, Zach, what's been happening on the ground since then? Anything worth flagging that happened?
Yeah, I think from a high-level perspective, this asset we've gotten for a tremendous deal, which sort of speaks to the negotiating and utilization of capital from the company. No dilution. We now own 100% with no royalties. And it's right beside a past producing mine that did about 1 million tons of copper at about 1.2% acid soluble grade. And there's some similar geological features there. There's a lot of artisanal work that's been done on the property, and we're really excited to, announce some of the results we have coming from there. But in general, just an addition to our existing flagship asset, and now we have double the shots on goal, double the opportunity in our company.
And there are many companies in there, right? Chile's full of copper projects.
Correct.
I'm curious to know what sets Castilla apart from all of this. I mean, am I looking at geology? Am I looking at maybe the financial structure, the location? What is it?
Yeah, I'd say everything, but to keep it short, quality of the actual asset itself and size. So now with these new claims, we've made it one larger contiguous land package, one of the largest in the region. And the results themselves, we'll let it speak over the next few months as we announce it to market. But really what we're trying to do is build these assets that majors have to pay attention to. And I think we're really have done well with Castilla.
How is Castilla in relation to your other flagship project there? I mean, is it complementary or is focus on all eyes on Castilla at the moment?
Yeah, it's definitely complementary. Yeah. And in specific, what it means for us is it's within 100 kilometers drive on paved road. We can utilize the same sort of team, service providers, even some of the similar geological features that we're seeing on both properties, and basically get more bang for our buck. Plus, it sort of doubles up the news flow and general business we have coming out of the company. So very complementary.
It does sound like a hectic calendar over the next few months, right? I'm wondering, what does Q3 look like?
It's really the busiest quarter of the company since its inception. We're going to have continuous news flow because we have two big geological programs ongoing that are currently in process. So we just anticipate continuous news. We'll be announcing fresh results from both properties, and we have a few more things in the background that we think could come together. So really excited.
You will be watching the copper price as well. That's interesting. Copper reports coming out about demand increasing. How are you reading that?
Yeah, at the end of the day, most of the producers, especially in this region, their all-in cost is around, $2 a pound or less. So with copper prices around $4.50 up to $5 on the LME, also on COMEX, at the end of the day, it just speaks very well to the, the sustainability of projects when you find good reserves, which is, what we think we might be sitting on. And then you add in the macro climate where there's just not enough new mines that are going up. Each mine takes several years to come to production. And then the demand is obviously increasing from just electrification requirements, military, energy transition, everything. So we're in a very good position.
I want to wrap up by asking you, so you've got these two projects in
Yes.
Chile. Do you have enough firepower for both of them? Or is there a sustained effort to sort of get fundraising on deck? How do you sell this pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're well funded to complete our next phase of exploration work, which will yield us, the next set of results that are very exciting for the business. But we recently brought in a strategic investor, so a well-known billionaire, Christian Engermeyer, and his family office, Apeiron Investment Group. They're now insiders of our company publicly, and there's a lot more firepower there and the associate team. So we've got some institutional backing now from them. We're well funded for our next phase, and I think we'll be in a very good position to execute on our plans without needing to raise capital, even including this recent acquisition, which was an all-cash acquisition.
Look, we'll keep our eyes on it. It does sound compelling. Zach Dolesky, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thanks very much.